Mubarak, let's go! Hey, hey, ho, ho! Mubarak, let's go! Hey, hey, ho, ho! Mubarak, let's go! Hey, hey, ho, ho! Mubarak, let's go! President Obama, he's not a friend. President Obama, he's not a friend of the United States. Let Mubarak go. He's been suppressing us for 30 years and he wanted his son to become a president. We are not a private farm. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Mubarak got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Mubarak's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Look. Here.
That's more than full time, right? You give your mom a hard time? Yeah, you do, right? Hey, with the kids. Look at the kids sign. Yeah, look at this guy with the camera.
Yeah, let's go. Must go. Tyrant must go. Must go.
Okay, Hamid. Am I what?
Excuse me. Can you tell us why does he have to go?
No one that
Because
I've known before.
31 years of oppression and torture is like more than enough. He killed so many innocent people. He and his family and his friends took all the country wealth, put it in their personal account. That's why it's enough time, like, you know, for him to go. And actually, we don't want him to go. We want to like hold him accountable, and we want to bring him in front of the law, court of law, to be held accountable for all what he did to the Egyptian people. Thank you. You are.
Yeah, this guy's gotta go.
Why?
Because he's a dictator, he's a criminal, he's allowing a lot of people to get killed, and he's allowing a lot of criminal behavior. He's doing it on purpose because he's just ruthless. There is no other way to describe him. I have to call my family every few minutes because I have my mom and my sister alone at home, and they're very worried. There are people from the neighborhood standing in the street with sticks just to protect everybody, but there is a lot of people, thugs, from what I understand from the previous security forces in plain clothes, scaring and attacking everybody. I understand that Mubarak is trying to send a message to say, if I leave, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a chaos. He's just... I've never heard of anybody, any ruler in history that will able to do that to his people. He's allowing a lot of people to get killed. It's unfortunate.
What's the future after Mubarak for Egypt?
Well, I'm hoping. Hello, I'm outside actually talking to somebody just outside of the administration on First Avenue. Hopefully, I think there are people like Mr. El-Baradei who has some good ideas about establishing, a temporary association of people and preparing for having fair and free elections in the very near future, but actually changing the whole system so the army doesn't have the power that they have now. That's actually part of the reason they're able to do that, because Mubarak still think, as a group of thugs, it's like mafia basically. There's so many of them, he was able to prepare them over the years to be loyal to him. But unfortunately, fortunately, the people are very determined. My brother and my nephews are in the administration. I'm very worried about him, but they are determined. And so is everybody else on the ground. They said they will not leave until Mubarak leaves.
And why is it important to be here now in New York City protesting at the UN?
Just to raise awareness for the American people to let them know that we should make a stand. The American people need to know that our government, Barack Obama, need to make a stronger stand to show that he does not support dictators in the Middle East.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Already being planned and communicated on the social media. So we knew that people were going out for protest on Tuesday.
On that Tuesday.
Yes, on Tuesday.
Can I ask you, why are you here today?
Well, I guess it's very obvious. We want Mubarak out.
What is the future for Egypt after Mubarak?
Well, I guess we've reached a certain point where anything other than Mubarak would be fine.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
I am here to support my family in Egypt, with all Egyptian population, to kick Mubarak out. What else?
What's the future for Egypt after Mubarak?
Future for Egypt for Egyptians. All Egyptians has to lead Egypt.
So after Mubarak, how do you envision Egypt? What's going to happen?
I think Mr. Mohammed al-Baradei will be the president of Egypt soon.
Thank you.
الإخوان المسلمين هو حلاوة روح، ده هو حلاوة روح دلوقتي، هو منتهي، الوضع منتهي، خلاص فينيش،
اصبح ما فيش الشعب كله هو الشعب هو
كل
واحد.
فينيش.
يا خسيس دم المصري،
يا خسيس دم المصري مش رخيص، يا مبارك 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 يا خسيس دم المصري مش رخيص. Free Egypt! Free Egypt! Free Egypt!
Of Egypt to know that every human being who believes in freedom and is against oppression is with them in these coming days, and it's not going to be an easy task for them to overthrow the dictator Mubarak, but if they remain on the streets and keep fighting their cause, the rest of the world will see what they're going through, and the rest of the world will come out in the streets with them like we're doing today, and God willing, they will be as successful as the Tunisians were in eliminating the dictator and kicking him out to Saudi Arabia, hopefully.
But the thing is, Mubarak has been president for 30 years, and he doesn't know, like, the gut of the Egyptians is so, like, their hearts are so strong, so incredibly strong. Egyptians are trying to create unity, so, like, a lot of the Egyptian clergies, like the sheikhs and the priests are telling them, don't loot, don't steal, keep it calm, and they're trying to make the Egyptians bring order. The Egyptians are actually directing traffic, they're the ones being calm. The Christians said to the Muslims on Friday when they were praying, they said, we'll have your back, we'll protect you while you're praying, because the rallies are going to start after Jumu'ah prayer on Friday. So it's like, it's going crazy.
Is Cairo rising up?
Cairo, every city in Egypt is rising up. Luxor, Aswan, Suez, all the small ones like Tanta, Ismail, Alexandria, everything is rising up. It's crazy, but you know, it's just like it's been a matter of time. And Egyptians aren't violent. Like they care about Egypt. They love Egypt. This is a movement of the people. It's like breaking my heart. Like I just called my dad, and he's like we're all terrified. Like they haven't left the house in 4 days. Like they can't go out into the street. Where my dad lives is in one of the really financial areas. It's called Mohandesin, and he said they burned everything. You can't go outside, and it's just like people are getting. The government isn't helping, and the military is loved by the people. So the military, for example, is trying to stay with the people. They're not attacking the people, but it's the policemen who are so corrupt, and Hosni Mubarak doesn't want to let control. Hosni Mubarak. The thing is, what drives me crazy is like you see people like Hillary Clinton and you see people like Obama say things, and they've been allowing, the American government has been allowing Hosni Mubarak to be in power for 30 years. They have been putting money in, funding him. I saw an image of one of the tear gas things, and guess where it was made? Jamestown, Pennsylvania. Egyptians aren't violent by nature, but 30 years is enough. Like, it's just amazing they've allowed this man to exist for 30 years. He's single-handedly brought down the Egyptian people. Single-handedly.
Is like labor playing a role? Does it seem to be class conscious?
Yeah, everyone is. The thing is, 40% or more of Egyptians are impoverished. 40% or more. And Egyptians are united, especially after what happened in Alex with the bombing. Egyptians, I was there because it happened on the first of the year. I was in Egypt, and all of a sudden you just saw Egyptians coming together saying, we're not Christian, we're not Muslim, we're Egyptian. And they made music videos, and they had conferences, and they had people speaking. So Egyptians are united. They want to see a change. They want to see something good come out of this, but it's like, it's insane. It's insane.
You gotta organize here now.
Yeah, you just gotta show support. I mean, like, just keep them in your prayers. Like, I haven't been able to talk to my cousin for like 3 days now, 4 days. They cut the internet, and they don't understand, like, Egyptians will not settle. They're not going to settle until he's gone. And they'll do what they have to, and they will unite, and they will stop the looters, and they will stop all the violence. They will stop the police, and the military will follow, because the military are the Egyptians. Like, you in Egypt, men who are able to age have to serve in the military for at least 3 years. So anyways, the military is made up of Egyptians, it's made up of the people. So inshallah, like, God willing, it's going to be good. It's really good.
Do they have a strong rich class in Egypt? Elite class?
They do have it's elite, it's small.
Political elite?
It's a political elite, but they've all been dismantled. But that's the thing, they don't want anyone from that same pocket. So Mubarak saying he's going to put in a new administration, it's basically him just putting change into their pocket. They want a government that's made up of them. They don't want a government made up of Hosni Mubarak's friends who helped him stay corrupt. For example, in Egypt, because it's a developing country, they have a lot of developing cities, for example. So they have things like this area called Medinati and things like that. And a lot of large, rich contractors were able to get these contracts to build them, but they had to get them corruptly because the government made it corrupt. And then the government does that and goes back and says, well, you got it corrupt. But they were just going through the Egyptian system, which was already corrupt. And corruption goes to the level of education. For example, when Egypt had its first revolution, they were like, it was in 76. When was the first revolution? 56. They decided they wanted a free education system. That was something that they put in for all of Egypt because they needed to educate them. What happens is the teachers are paid so poorly because it's a free education that they don't teach properly in the school system, so kids have to get private tutors. But if they can't afford private tutors, then they don't have the scores to enter into the free colleges. That's how the system goes, because no one is treated fairly. Corruption is on the lowest level, So it's just...
And his government hasn't been investing in education, right? Or any human needs program.
Most Egyptians are illiterate. Can't even read. They're not going to settle easily. They're not going to.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why is it important to come together here in New York City at the UN?
To show solidarity to the Egyptian people, to know they're not alone in the world, that the world is watching and waiting and supporting them. It's imperative for them to know. I know it's imperative to me because my father's there. And like, I need him to know that we care and that we're all fighting for them. My father, my entire family's there. So God willing, just they need to know the world cares about Egypt, the people. They don't give a shit about Mubarak and that government. They care about the people, and the people are gonna get what they want because they're strong. They're strong people.
Thank you for sharing. This is going on YouTube tonight, so I hope as many people see this possible.
No, thank you for supporting us.
Thank you.
Egypt will free.
All men are in the street trying to protect their cars and their building and everything. And the women and the children, they are upstairs. They cannot go down. It's not safe. and we want somebody to help. There is nobody. The army is only protecting the main buildings. It protects the old government. It's not protecting the people. We want the army to protect the people.
Are you optimistic that this is the start of something new?
It is going to be something new, I'm sure. I am very sure since the beginning of January 25th. I'm on Facebook when people started. I'm sure something is going to happen because when Egyptian people say enough, it's enough. And he's been there for 30 years, enough. I was 3 years old when this guy came to the country. Enough is enough. Nobody's against America and Egypt. They make it look like this. We're not against America. I am Egyptian. I lived there for 21 years. I never heard anything about America. The regime wants you guys to believe that we are against the West. We're not against the West. We are not against the West. We love everybody. We live in peace with everybody. You guys need to be optimistic about what's going to happen over there. And whoever the people over there will choose is going to be the good person. That's it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Egypt! Free, free Egypt! Free, free Egypt! Free, free Egypt! Free, free Tunis! Free, free Tunis! Free, free Tunis! الشعب يريد إسقاط الرئيس! الشعب يريد إسقاط الرئيس! العوة العوة! مسوية ولعوة!
At the macro level, just to accept that change will occur and all these casualties will happen, that's fantastic. But at the micro level, when someone's mother, someone's father, someone's sister is dying or not safe in their own homes, that's unacceptable. And you can't
That's
accept
unacceptable
in
any circumstance, but it's natural. It happens all over the world. It
calling
happens
it
in every
natural
religion.
is unacceptable.
No, we're not.
By still being in
It is
support
natural.
of what is happening in the protests and stuff like that, we're not.
But
I don't want my
decapitating the government is not sustainable.
There's no other way to do it.
Not everything has to be a rebellion. Not everything has to be a revolution. It can be progressive, sustainable change.
Progressive and sustainable.
Looting the most rich museum in the world.
The looters are not a part of it.
Looting the most rich museum in the world is unacceptable.
The looters are not a part of it.
This is the people, the richest country in the world.
The government is allowing that to happen. If the government wants to regulate and protect these sites, they can protect these sites. Hands down, they can protect
you
those
have 80
sites.
million people.
No, they're not 80 million people. They're not 80 million
even 80
people.
million that are out in
Right.
the streets. Not even really a million.
If the
There's
government
only
wants to stop and protect these sites,
We all agree that change is needed, right? We all agree change is needed. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I hate Mubarak. I hate Mubarak.
It's not even about Mubarak.
30 years,
It's
30
bigger than
years.
Mubarak.
Exactly, and
It's
that's the
bigger
point I'm
than
trying to make.
Mubarak.
A democracy is more than just one person. It's the government infrastructure.
It's not even a
By
democracy.
changing the one
This
person,
is a process of revolution.
by changing the one person,
It's
you're
not
not changing the
it's not-
infrastructure.
Not about
You
changing
need
the one
institutional change.
Without question.
the
But you need
chaos
to
is
remove all
not
the
going to lead
pieces.
to institutional change. It's going to lead to one person fleeing the country. But what's the alternative? What's the institutional
They're calling for an
change?
entire change of the entire cabinet.
They're not looking for one person.
What's the alternative?
They're not looking for one.
The infrastructure, the government infrastructure.
That's what you're hoping the government
You're
will
going to rebuild.
and implement.
But
after
how
they
will
come
that
to power.
improve without a government head?
A government head will be elected, just like in
How?
Tunisia. After a
Who will
certain period,
monitor?
you have a
Who will
transitional.
monitor?
You
Revolutions
have a
produce
trans-
leaders.
You have a
Revolutions
transitional.
produce
you have
Okay,
a
it isn't.
transitional
You know what? Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Who will monitor the elections? A foreign entity?
Whoever said
That's what you have.
on.
And then foreign
We're not-
occupation in the
No.
Egypt.
We're
It's
not
not
even at the
foreign
stage of
government.
elections
It's not
yet.
foreign
We're not
government.
even at the stage of elections yet. Why are we even worried about elections right now? Why? We're still within the process of change. We're still within the process of building the base. And then we can start talking about elections and start talking about reducing the
But you can also have foreign NGOs and stuff like that go and regulate elections. You have them do that for
Change doesn't
Hamas. You
always
have
happen.
to do that for Kenya.
I'm
You
with
have foreign NGOs. They don't need to be affiliated with the government.
No, we don't need
I'm with
foreigners.
you.
We don't need
I'm
the
with
UN.
you.
We
I'm
don't
with
need
you.
it.
No, but you
It's
do
on
need
us.
elections to be monitored. You do
Let's-
need
I'm
elections
with
to
you.
be
But
monitored.
I'm
And there are
with you.
people,
That's
there are
further
even
down the line in the
NGOs
future.
within Egypt that can
Change
do
is
this.
needed.
There are human rights organizations within Egypt.
Change doesn't have to happen top down. It can happen bottom up. I have to tell you right now, being Egyptian myself, the Egyptian people themselves need to change. The Egyptian philosophy, the Egyptian mentality themselves need to change. The infrastructure needs to
But you
change.
can't undermine the entire population. If this is something that they're calling for and this is what they want, this is a grassroots movement. It's not implemented by anyone internationally.
Ask 80% of the people there or 80% of the people here, one, what the alternative is, and two, what they really want, and let them articulate that for you. I guarantee you 80% of people here won't even be able to articulate what the alternative is. 80% of people here won't even be able to articulate what they want. They just know that they don't want this. I'm with you. I don't want this either. But you need to know what we want instead. And identifying what we want instead.
I mean, I think you're also undermining, kind of diminishing what it is that they do want. They want a free country. They want human rights. They want freedom. They want liberation.
You can articulate it. No, I want 80% of people here what they want.
I mean, I think they were saying that up there.
I would disagree with that.
If you want to talk about substance,
I would disagree with that.
Because I think a lot of them have elected, and they didn't elect Hosni Mubarak. Apparently, he was elected 80%, and I don't think that's true. I am sure the people that they elected for, these are the people that they wanted. Just like in Palestine, for example, whoever they elected for, if the elections were rigged,
when they had the elections,
anyone.
when Ayman Noor was trying to run against them, there was a huge population that was following him. But then we never would have known what would have happened.
Tell me the percentage that actually came out and voted.
Came out and voted? Well,
I don't even think Egyptian authorities
vote
know.
because they know.
And tell me the people. All right. Tell me the percentage who are going to come out and vote. Who are going to come out and vote?
That's an unfair question.
Who are going to come out and vote?
The system in and of itself is rigged. It's known to be rigged. People have been intimidated
what we're saying,
from the polling
I think
booth.
if the people
It was going to be a fair election and their votes would count. They would all
right. What we're saying though is this: the corruption and the poverty and everything that's going on in Egypt is more than Mubarak. It's a governmental infrastructure institution.
This is without problem.
Decapitating Mubarak. I'm with that.
It's not about decapitating Mubarak. It's more than Mubarak.
I'm with
People
that.
are calling for broad-based change.
But it's not sustainable.
It is sustainable. Without question, it's sustainable.
Show me one country that did this that's sustainable.
Every country has done this. America, the United States of America has had a revolution.
Yeah, America's the longest revolution ever. We kicked the dictator out, but let's talk about it. There's a lot of them. Cuba lasted how so long? Sorry, but you're right.
I came at the latter end of the conversation.
You're
what
right.
we're saying is change is needed. What we're saying is we're supporting the change. What we're saying is in the meantime, the chaos and the looting and the danger. There is no looting.
Nobody is supporting.
Do you have family in Egypt?
Yes, I do.
I have family in Egypt
And
that
I
are being
just spoke
looted
to
right
my
now.
father.
That are being looted right now.
We all have family.
There is no looting.
There is looting.
What
there
TV
is
are
lack
you
of
watching?
lawlessness. But again, it falls on
The only people that's done the looting is a government provocateurs. Are the people? I heard the protesters went to protect the museum.
They did, but that's rude. I don't think anything is confirmed whether it is from the government or people from there or actual people from protesters. It could be a mix.
Show me the people who are standing protecting that museum, and show me what the looters are. You understand the heritage in Egypt? Do you understand the integrity that we're losing by the chaos that's happening in Egypt? You understand that? You understand if New York today had no police, what it would look like? That's what Egypt today looks like.
That's not true. Because you believe that this is New York. Egypt is not New York. Egypt is the only place that you can go, and the poorest man will offer you his last falafel for nothing, just because he likes you. I've seen people do this all the time. Random people to my husband, who's not even an Egyptian, randomly be like, no, you can't. I can't take $1 from you. I can't do this. I can't do that. The kindest people in the world.
He's not against Mubarak leaving or anything like that.
Yeah, I understand.
The minority is going to take advantage of this chaos.
The minority but the rest of us are there to protect it. That's what they're doing. They went to the museum.
We're not doing. We're sitting right here arguing about
Exactly,
it.
but that's what they're doing. They went and they protected the museum, didn't they?
Advantage. The minority always has been taking advantage, and the police only serving them. You don't think that the police is serving anyone there?
And then what we're saying is the minority dying in the meantime is not something that we should just accept. That's all we're saying. We're all here for the same thing.
Let's go. Any war, and that's what's gonna happen till we get rid of that guy.
It's better that we know that they're thieves rather than they're stealing us blind in front of us. Stealing us blind. The president is pocketing half of our money. That money should be going to taxes.
Anyway. But at least this is taking us somewhere.
We are proud of you. We are behind you. We believe in you. We believe that you are free people and you will choose the right government. You will not
Ladies
let
and gentlemen, you must go to 2nd Avenue. Exit at 2nd Avenue.
you will not let the dictator like Mubarak to choose the government for you. No more police state, no more military state. He must be civilian and by people's choice. My name is Hani Mustafa and I was born in 1981 and he was president. My son is coming this May, and he must see a new president. He must see a free Egypt.
Thank you.